8th largest diamond field in the world lies beneath the sleepy town of Murfreesboro, Arkansas, just south of the Ozark Mountains. Since the discovery of diamonds at the turn of the 20th century, people and companies have risked their livelihoods and their lives to mine this land. But every attempt has met with failure. Is it simple bad luck? Or is there a deeper secret buried beneath this land? Two veteran diamond hunters have just returned to America to find out.
My name's Nick Monafor, and I'm a diamond hunter.
My name's George Chriest, and I'm a diamond hunter. I met Nick about 5 years ago back in Sierra Leone. Nick is a pretty boy.
George is George.
If I don't trust you, you're not going to work with me.
I'm sure George is watching me. I'm watching George. We are a team now, and I do have his back. I want to go find some treasure on our homeland.
There are no American diamonds out on the open market today. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Murfreesboro is a town whose identity is built around the diamonds that come out of the state park. So before their prospecting begins in earnest, Nick and George need to get a sense of the culture in this town to better give them an idea of how their operation may be viewed.
How has it been with mining outside?
Well, all of the main diamond deposit is inside the park.
We go around town asking the locals, and they always talk about the park.
Why would it just be the crater?
Well, that's just the way they were formed.
Diamonds are formed deep within the earth and only propel to the surface when earthquakes create cracks and pressure expels molten volcanic rock. Those eruptions form craters that surround a central geological structure called a kimber pipe, where the diamond deposits rest. The kimber pipe beneath Murfreesboro sits within Crater of Diamonds State Park, a tourist attraction that was set up in 1972 and put an end to all commercial mining attempts.
There hasn't been any notable diamonds ever found outside the park.
There's not a wall. Diamonds don't get stopped just because crossing a park.
Despite the restrictions on commercial mining within the park, Nick and George believe there may be more diamond deposits outside the park. They've leased 1,000 acres along the park border to open a mine of their own.
I spent about 5 years with diamond exploration.
A former employee of one of the large diamond companies that attempted to mine for diamonds in this area, Scott Graves has seen the failure of diamond hunting in Murfreesboro firsthand.
When did the mine close and why?
The diamonds that we were finding, the majority of were small.
It's mind-boggling to me that in the entire world, there's not one American diamond in the market.
That's the ultimate dream, is to get diamonds made in the USA.
As far as a tourist town, Murfreesboro wants it to remain a tourist attraction.
You've got locals that don't want big mining companies here tearing their land up. It's a small community. They want to keep it small.
We don't want to see a big corporation come in and develop our state park. We want the park to remain forever.
One of the only restaurants in town, the Rattler's Den is an ideal spot for more than just breakfast. You never know who you'll run into there.
It's called Rattler's Den. They probably bet you we got rattlesnake.
I'm not eating that, man.
We had black mamba in Africa. You're not going to have rattlesnake here in Arkansas?
We all here in Murfreesboro digging for some diamonds?
Yeah, we're trying to take a look and see what's around.
It'd be great if we can maybe pick your brain for a second.
Okay,
Sit down. You have 5 minutes?
have a seat.
Take a seat. Take a seat.
Let me ask you, are there any local folk tales about
Local legends.
You can ask them little secrets, and you'll get a little bit of a secret here and a little bit of a secret there. They won't tell you everything up front.
But most of the ones that find one will be one of the local diamond diggers, and he'll put it in his pocket.
He won't talk about it, right?
They won't talk about it.
The outlying areas from the actual park there is privately owned. I'm almost positive there's diamonds on the outside of it.
Absolutely.
But how do you get access to it? That's everybody's problem.
Listen, appreciate all the info.
Yeah, it's good meeting you. I'll come back for lunch.
You betcha.
That's my contribution.
Befriending the locals is extremely important. If you have locals on your team, you're gonna win.
Dude, did you hear what he said? Nobody's been able to touch that land. That's our land, buddy. That's our land.
With conflicting information everywhere in town, could there be more barriers here than the simple boundary of a state park?
This is everything that we have right here on the other side of the river.
Look at this, the little Missouri.
I know.
But here's the better thing about it. That ain't the original Little Missouri.
What do you mean?
I went back to 1836. Take a look here. The old river cut down here and followed this line straight through our property and connected. It was redirected around 1862.
Jesus. In West Africa, when I started doing really, really well, all my sites were along rivers. And when I saw this river on the boundary of the actual crater park, I knew something was going to be there.
With the knowledge of the river's original course, could Nick and George be closer to the main diamond deposits than others who've tried to mine here?
These other two X'd out sites here are the old diamond mines that the old big companies came in and ran. They're running 8.5, 9 miles north.
Why don't they know by water you're finding the diamonds?
They're hill mining. They're hitting small little mini veins up there. That's why they didn't do too well, and that's why they're out of here.
These big companies do not know what they're doing.
They're thinking, hell, we can only find diamonds in the park. You know it and I know it. The riverbed is what holds those diamonds. We're sitting directly on the line of the river, the original river.
Since the establishment of the state park, several attempts to mine outside its boundaries by large mining companies have all failed. Was it bad geological research? Bad luck? Or could there have been another reason for their misfortune? In 1906, a pig farmer named John Huddleston found 2 gem-quality diamonds on his land. As word spread, he sold his land, and eventually, a father-son team of geologists, Austin and Howard Millar, set up a mining operation that showed great promise. But it all came to a sudden and violent stop in January of 1919, when arsonists set fire to the entire operation. The Millars were ruined. Though one of the arsonists later confessed, he refused to reveal who hired him, having been threatened with death for doing so. Was it jealous locals looking to run off the outsiders? Or was it the shadowy London Diamond Syndicate, who many believed were responsible for blocking later attempts to revive the mine by none other than Henry Ford? Regardless, no one has successfully mined in Murfreesboro since, and legend has it that the Millars put a curse on the land. Nick and George are going to try anyway.
Hey, Lewis, how you doing? George, Chriest. Remember we met at the diner the other morning?
Louis Molinard owns the only heavy construction equipment in town. To keep their dig on track, Nick and George will have to reach an understanding with him.
It's a whole different world out here compared to Africa and Canada. Having these locals supporting us is actually going to be beneficial for us.
We need a dozer, we need the excavator.
How much you think you'd rent that to us for?
6,000 been enough.
It's a little high.
Louis,
I can rent a whole machine for a month for about 6,000. How about 1,000?
Nah, not near enough.
It'd be awesome if you can give us a local price and we can do a long-term business.
Tell you what, would you take 2,000 and some long-term work for it?
We can do that.
You deal?
Yeah.
All right, my friend. The handshake out here is probably one of the most important things of all. They don't look at contracts. You're not hiring attorneys. That handshake is golden out here.
When do we want it started?
You can get it down to the site tonight.
Can do.
We'll start knocking it away tomorrow.
Before heading out to the mine, Nick stops to pay his respects to the one man who started it all.
It was almost like kind of passing the torch. When I put that diamond on his grave, the sun came out. Jeez. I have no idea why I'm getting emotional, dude.
With all the pieces in place, Nick and George are ready to start digging. But with the history of adversity for anyone trying to mine this land, will their luck be any different?
You know, we've heard curses from Africa. We've heard curses from every single country we've been in. I don't believe in it. Listen, I've been shot by the juju gun, as they call it in Africa. I'm still here.
These curses about these mines, I think they're actually real.
If you sit there and are going to be worried about stupid wise tales, don't be coming out here mining.
Look at the history here. The little guys that started off, they're the ones that were succeeding. And when those big companies started coming in, they all failed and left. The local legend is that the Millar family put a curse on people trying to come in and work their land.
If we find diamonds outside, it's going to increase people coming out buying land. It's going to increase the values of the homes out here.
I know, but do they want that? This is the 8th largest diamond field in the entire world. And the fact that nobody has found anything is more than a simple coincidence.
The excavator and bulldozer have arrived, and Nick and George are closer than ever to finding American diamonds.
Now we can get some diamonds.
That's it, baby.
Let's go. We gotta take the topsoil off, clear it really nice. George is gonna come in with the excavator and just start going to town.
Nick and George believe they may have found a diamond deposit greater than the one inside the Crater of Diamonds State Park. The first test will be to dig a hole 20 feet across and 12 feet down, where they're hoping to see all the signs of diamond-rich gravel.
We are extremely close where John Huddleston found the first diamond ever in Arkansas. He probably had a little pickaxe, a little shovel, a little bucket. We are gonna find a lot more than John Huddleston. I'll tell you that right now.
Initial signs are good. The gravel has the same consistency that Nick learned to spot in his years mining in Africa.
Look at the difference here. You see this? In Africa we call this ballop. There are definitely diamonds in here. In Sierra Leone, where I did really, really well, I always saw this white, milky gravel. See how white that is? Once you find this, you know you're gonna find diamonds.
The milky gravel sits in the subsoil, beneath the topsoil, and above the bedrock.
We're pretty much done with this little hole. We got all the gravel out. We're gonna wash it all.
Could the entire stretch of land be filled with diamonds? Before they can find out, Nick and George will need to wash the excavated pile to separate the diamonds from the dirt and the lighter stones. Larger mining operations use washing plants that speed up the separation process. In this exploratory operation, Nick and George will be using a series of handheld screens and gravity-fed water from a tank that Lewis is hauling in on a flatbed.
Is the bank still open?
The what?
The bank still open? I'm just one operator, and like I say, the 1 day's pay is all I'm gonna make out of it.
Lewis, didn't we have a deal though?
And this here's kind of extra, I think. If we're gonna get tied up for days and days and days, I've got to do something different.
Come on, Lewis, you're not even using your real equipment. It's probably the easiest job you've ever worked, man. The bottom line is we're all here fighting for our families. You're trying to make a wage, we're trying to find a wage.
Why would you keep that in mind?
I was shocked. I thought we shook his hand before, and now he's kind of asking for more money. He's like, where's mine?
Here's what it is. Let's just move on it. Get it going.
Start washing it.
Start washing today before anything else around here starts happening.
Oh, yeah.
Lewis has taken away the heavy equipment, but it's done its job. Now it's time for Nick and George to do theirs, sorting through all that gravel, one bucket load at a time. They're counting on years of experience to help them spot diamonds.
Right now what we're looking at doing is we're moving the big stones to the side, and you're keeping all your center gravel here in the middle. And then we're gonna go through this center gravel, and that's where most likely most of your stones are gonna be.
And why use water in the sun? When you see a diamond, it shines so bright, and you should be able to see it really easily. That's close.
Yeah, it's a sample.
This is what you call a sample diamond. They're not formed like a diamond yet, but it looks exactly like a diamond.
A sample diamond is a stone whose crystal structure has not fully developed. Does finding a sample like this mean a fully formed diamond isn't far behind?
I'm gonna go up there. Oh my God, I think that's one right there. Holy shit, that's a fucking diamond. That's about a half-carat diamond right there. Holy shit, dude.
Nick and George will need to test the stone before they can be sure it's a real
Look at that,
diamond.
guys. No, seriously, check it out.
Could this be an indication they found a much larger diamond deposit?
I put my life that that's a diamond. You hear that sound? That's just an extra indication that it's a diamond.
It's a rush to hold the uncut, right out of the ground stone in your hand. I told you, dude.
I'm shooting an interview in here. Okay, I don't want to mess you guys up. I need to talk to George. There's George right there.
Yeah.
Hey man, y'all crossed the line down there and got on Al's land?
Where at?
He said, y'all are not on Jamie's land. He said, y'all are on my land.
We'll call Jamie up.
Nick and George are mining on land that they lease from a local man named Jamie Terrell. They now find out it belongs to Jamie's father, Al, an influential preacher and businessman in this small town.
You have to have permission to come on another fellow's property, and you sure have to have permission to dig on it.
Of course. No,
so, you know.
I know. George has the relationships here. You still have to watch your back.
If Al wants, he can pull the plug on this mining operation right now and kick the guys off his property. Or worse, he can lay claim to any diamonds found as his own.
All right, so I just talked to Al. I made a deal with him. 5% total goes to the churches, okay?
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
With a potentially disastrous misunderstanding averted, Nick and George can turn their attention back to washing for diamonds. But will this handshake deal be as solid as they hope, or is there something more going on?
See, look at all these black rocks. I'm gonna find another diamond in this pile, guarantee you. Wait a minute. It's small, but it sure is a diamond. See that? Take that.
Wait.
What?
Look at this. Look.
Oh my God, look at how shiny that is, dude.
Come here, baby.
Let me see that.
Oh, what a fucking beauty.
God.
Look at her. That is a beauty.
Let me see that thing, dude. These are the ones, they're called octahedrons. You don't even want to cut. They're so beautiful.
While rough diamonds come in all shapes and sizes, an octahedron like this one is an ideal type of stone to be fashioned into a gem.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. That's a 7-carat diamond, guys. Look how beautiful that is. This is probably the 20th largest diamond ever found in the history of diamonds in the United States. These diamonds are here and we found them, man. If I cut this is probably a 4-carat E-color VS1 minimum.
Diamonds are rated by 4 C's: carat, clarity, color, and cut. Nick's initial assessment of this diamond suggests it may be very valuable beyond just its size.
This is a life changer. It really is. I know my research was good, but holy crap. She's beauty.
This is the kind of thing we don't want to tell the people right now about this size. We can tell them about little 1 carats, but this size, no, because everybody will be here trying to get this gravel out, dude.
This huge find on their first day is a big encouragement, but the next steps will be critical. The locals are watching. It won't be long before the large mining companies are watching. And could the Millars be watching too?
First one's on you, brother.
All right, thank you.
Hopefully many more of those will come behind. We have 1,000 acres available to us.
Once people start knowing what's happening outside the park, it's gonna be a diamond boom here.
There's people watching.
It's only gonna get worse. The locals we hired, they're making calls all day. Who are they calling?
I'll be here all night. Great fucking job, though, you know.
You get your phone?
I got it. Phone, I'm fully charged. Go grab some sleep, because tomorrow night you're probably out here.
All right. Call me for anything, okay?
Yep. Drive safe.